everybody, welcome back to my channel. How are you all doing? Today we're going to be looking into the Markled Spotify deal. There's just been a statement by one of the higher ups at Spotify saying we spend a bit too much money with Joe Rogan and the Harkles. Maybe we're a little bit too crazy. Now Joe Rogan does fantastic, so he might be meaning you know, the Markles, but we'll have a look and see what the cards have got to say about it all for entertainment purposes, of course. If you hear any weird noises in the background, we're having Mad Cat half hour. You coming in? No. Okay. So without further ado, we are going to look into it. So let us see if there's any chance of anything Spotify. Let's have a look. Spotify hopeful for more stuff from Meghan and Harry? What is Spotify's relationship with them? I think is a good start. What is Spotify's relationship with them like now? Queen of Swords. Okay, so there's a strategy here. Whether this is just riding the waves of the publicity machine that is the Markles, but there is a clear strategy here with them. It's a very quick thinking, very business orientated, quite creative. They are probably getting to the point I would have suggested with the Queen of Swords coming in, where they're looking really into details around contracts. They're looking in details around creativity contracts. This could be quite cutting, this could be quite make or break, depends what's crossing them. And the Magician is crossing them, and the Magician in reverse as well. So to me, this isn't the magic money bag that they thought it was going to be. This is a contract that they're having some trouble with maybe getting anything out of, any value for money with, anything actionable from there. It just doesn't seem to come together. It just doesn't seem to have that wonderful magical touch that they thought it was going to have. They thought they were going to kind of sprinkle some royalty on the brand, but what they got was beige. So they are really kind of like, allegedly from the cards perspective, they are frustrated by inaction. They're looking into contracts, and that's just on the off. What's known about the situation? Judgment. Poor Judgment here. A poor setting of boundaries, poor setting of expectations. Things haven't worked out well at all, and the Judgment is in reverse there, and it's showing that things just didn't go to plan. Nothing has worked out well. He may even be regret saying this in public, but what the Spotify guy said is it does look like this is exactly how it feels underneath it all as well. Yeah, when everybody heard they had a deal, a lot of people who've been following the Markles for a long time went, oh my god, really? And everyone was like, oh my god. And a lot of other people were like, oh my god, you're all haters. And I think the vast majority of people go, yeah, you were right. And Spotify are going, yeah, they were right. They thought this was going to be some kind of, they thought it was going to be Princess Diana, and they got Fergie. No offense, Fergie. So here we go. We've got the Chariot underneath. This is still something that they're still trying to drive something. They're still trying to push something and bring something forward. They really did try with it. It feels like they've put a lot, there's major arcana in here. They've put a lot of time, effort, resources into this by all accounts. But we're getting to contractuals, and we're getting to the magic just wasn't there. Oh dear. They've got the Seven of Cups in reverse, because of course it is. Of course that's here. Of course it's rocking on up. The Seven of Cups in reverse. There's been a lot of moving of expectations, ideas going up one way, coming down another. People have just been kind of led a merry dance, and it's this inertia you get with being told one thing and then another thing and then another. It's like no one can, it doesn't seem like there was any further concrete ideas and mind making up from one side. So it does feel like there's been a lot of kind of chaos around this whole situation, allegedly for entertainment purposes only. Okay, so they want to make some more money. They want to make some more money out of all of this. They are going to start a new venture. There's going to be something new. I feel there's going to be something new coming down the tracks. They might have something already in the bag with them. I think they're trying to get out of stuff, but with the star in reverse here, you know, the star is a new way of doing things. It's almost miraculous in a way. It can expect miracles. When it's in reverse, it's not so good. It's slightly faded. It's almost cold. It's a little bit alien. It can be a little bit offish, and you can't quite get the grasp of what's going on with things. Yeah, quite emotionally, can be quite cold. It's still brilliant and bright and miraculous, but it's not warm. It doesn't take you there with a nice light. It takes you there, it shoves you there rather than leads you there, if you know what I mean. Expect miracles, but expect them to knock you off your feet in a way. They are hopeful. They are wanting a miracle. They are wanting stuff to move along. This could be the Queen of Swords energy there, but what they've got around them is the Knight of Swords, which is people are just being aggressive and using disruption, and there's tactics going on. It's not an easy thing at all what they're concerned about. We have the Tower and the Ace of Swords in reverse coming up. So it does look like to me, with the Ace of Swords for Spotify and the Tower there, that they are worried and concerned everything's going to come crumbling down quite quickly. They're trying to do something new, which is interesting, so keep an eye out for that. It's coming up, so it could be here by the coronation, to be honest. They're wanting to do something new with them somehow. It may have already been done, it may already have been filmed or recorded or whatever, but they are trying to do something new. We have got the Ace of Swords in reverse there, which suggests to me that there's contracts and things going south quite quickly. So things will not work out with a renewal contract, with something towards the end of the year. You may even see them parting ways. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to look in to see how Megan's getting on with this, because after all, she was the one who has had the podcast so far. We don't know, Harry might be doing something yet, but could well be. But I don't think they're going to be with Spotify for a long time. They're here for a bad time, not a long time. Okay, let's have a look and see what Megan thinks of Spotify. 2 of Discs, out of balance. Okay. She doesn't think something's balanced and she doesn't think something's fair. So somebody's not at Spotify. Somebody is... It could well be that gentleman who said that they'd spent a bit too much money. She thinks that's very unfair. It's unbalanced, and it's annoyed her, to be honest. We've got the 9 of Discs crossing in reverse, and the 9 of Discs, when it's upright, is this very affluent, knowledgeable, wealthy woman who, you know, everybody is just, you know, somebody who's well respected, and it's often associated with generosity, kindness. But when it's in reverse, it's somebody who wants to be, it's superficial, it's shallow. This all fur coat, no knickers, boom. And it's just somebody who wants the veneer of looking absolutely wonderful. But when you, like, if you've got teeth, when you pop off the veneer, there might be nothing there, you know? So it's just, yeah. Okay, here. Princess of Wands in reverse, Page of Wands. So she can feel very angry about this, very affronted by it all. She may have somebody, I would have suggested that maybe even somebody, a younger female involved in all of this, that she feels has done her a misservice somehow. That might well be coming out, but that's what's known about the situation. So I don't know if it was somebody necessarily who was involved with her right at this moment in time, or somebody that's going to be coming out very, very soon. But there has been something regarding the podcast and something around the podcast involving a younger female, and there's just that fiery, petulant temper. There is somebody who is creative, yet they're really fiery, giving like a very diva-y, stroppy, aggro, creative but thin-skinned, if you know what I mean, vibe. Underneath we have Invocation in reverse. Banishment. Oh. This is a card that is only in this tarot deck. This tarot deck is, let me get the name of this tarot deck. I can never remember it. New Chapter Tarot, as I knock everything over. So Invocation is in this, and for me as a reader, the Invocation, it's the opposite. You know, I'm going in reversals. So this is banishment, not wanting to know something. She does, maybe I feel like this, she could want out of her Spotify deal as it is at this moment in time, or she could well have been asked to leave it, allegedly for entertainment purposes only. She well could be asked to leave it, or her part in it. Maybe she hasn't got so much creative control, because when you contrast it with the Princess of Wands, the Page of Wands above it, she might have like a creative control conflict. She might have something conflicting with that. We have got the Five of Swords there. Okay. So people have really, when we've got the Five of Swords and we've got the Seven of Cups, you can see where the gaslighting's come from. Because she has been manoeuvring things and saying things as facts when they're not necessarily being true, allegedly. She has, like, there's this been manoeuvring of creativity and there's like frustrations. She's been jabbing away at people and moving things around and expectations around and confusing people, and I think she's been doing it on purpose because she doesn't want to work, so she's making everyone dance, which is just amazing, isn't it? There we have the Chariot in reverse. That's what was under. She's going to get dragged along. Absolutely dragged along by this. Let's see what's coming up. Five of Cups, Queen of Wands, Four of Swords, Impatience. Okay, so with Megan, we have got the Five of Cups there. She is wanting to move on and no regrets about it. What's surrounding her, we have got the Queen of Wands energy. She wants her image and she's concerned with her image, and it's interesting how she's appeared by herself. Of what she's focusing on is her image and her image alone right now, with regards to Spotify at least, and that could be regards to everything else. I feel like the Chariot in reverse, I feel like she wants out of this deal. I think Spotify want something more from them. They're trying to get something more from them, which is what all the swords is about. We do have the Four of Swords coming up there, and there is this rest and respite and taking time out. Now the Four of Swords, to me, when it's in reverse, and it's not in reverse here, is my card that I associate when someone's about to pass. And it's interesting that that's there because it could well be something to do with the Queen's passing, something to do that is going back and looking through that information that they have around the Queen's passing regarding inheritance for Harry and things like that. There might be stuff with that they have to get, because at the end of the day, people still have to get in contact with them from the royal family, because you're dealing with an estate, and if the Queen has left anything to Harry, then there will be people having to contact them about that. The Hanged Man in reverse, there is impatience and an inability to learn. What's going to happen? She wants... Sorry, naughty cat. She wants out of the deal by the looks of things. I know we've got the kind of banishment card, but she wants out. She just wants to go. It's not... She doesn't like it kind of thing. Spotify aren't that impressed, but they want their money's worth, so they're trying to get them in, and she's going to get dragged along with something, so that's really interesting. She's already gone, she's checked out, she's done. She just wants to focus on her, and she wants to kind of move on to the next thing. We've got the Four of Swords there, so that's interesting. She's thinking about some kind of something to do with maybe the Queen's passing. And the Hanged Man in reverse, and that shows to me that she will learn nothing from this, absolutely nada, not a jot, and she'll move on to the next thing, allegedly for entertainment purposes only. And there we have the Harkles and Spotify. I think Spotify are being Markled, so yeah. I think what's happened with the royal family is definitely kind of emboldened her. She thinks she got away with it for the royal family. Why can't she do a multinational? You know, if she do Spotify, who's next? Google, JP Morgan, somebody like big banks. Well, what's next? Her world is her oyster. She thinks she can get away with anything now. Seriously. Wow. Wow. So there we go. Let me know what you guys think. If there's anything you want to add to the reading, anything you'd like to take away from it. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you for all your support. And I shall see you in the next one. Bye, everyone.